clearer. This here is how you trade the orb with a lot of efficiency and actual clarity. This is how you do it. So yes, we broke below, but we also want to use this in conjunction with our levels, right? If we can break below here and break below here, how does the market react when we break and retest? So this is what the break and retest model looks like. We want to use the opening range breakout at key levels in conjunction with break and retest with order flow. Right? So that was a mouthful, so let me break that down. So you want to define your key level. This is the first thing, right? You want to define your key level. After you define your key level, you want to have an entry into the key level, right? Into the key level. And this is where you start marking up your orb. And the last thing you look for, after you've had your entry into the key level, after you've had your orb, the last thing you're looking for is you're looking for an absorption. So who is being absorbed, right? Who is being absorbed? So in other words, where is the delta high and where was that delta not rewarded? Because on two occasions here, we couldn't break below the zone here and here. We only wicked below the zones here and here, and we actually had subsequent higher breaks on two occasions, right? So on one occasion and on two occasions, right? On two separate occasions, we broke above the level. So these sellers over here failed, right? These sellers over here failed, right? This is how the orb works. This is how order flow works. So if you're confused about entries, it's because you're truly, in my opinion, missing what's going on here. And also what's going on here. It's the same sort of thing. So again, define your key level, right? Wait for price to hit your key level and then understand absorption. And this does take practice. Order flow is not something you're going to learn overnight. It's not something you're going to learn from just watching this one video or all the other videos I've made on order flow. You actually have to practice this stuff, right? So here's now where the entry became interesting. So my entry that day for ES was again 67.50. All right, 67.50. So 67.50, right? So stops just below here. Again, if we just take a look at this from a basic, I don't really use that many ICT concepts, but this for those who are wondering, this is an FVG or a fair value gap on the 1 minute time frame. Now, I don't use fair value gaps. Well, I kind of do, right? I keep them as safe places to keep my stops, but realistically, fair value gaps don't mean anything unless you understand the the absorption. Unless you truly understand what's going on, fair value gaps are a waste of your time. So you want to try and understand what's going on here, here, and here, right? You want to see what was going on because this is a true break and retest model, right? What we saw was we saw break, we saw retest, and then we went long. So it's a three-step model, right? Ladies and gentlemen, it's a three-step model. We have break, retest, entry. So break, retest, and then entry, right? BRE, break, retest, entry, right? Never, ever, ever get this wrong, right? Lower time frame, if your lower time frame executions are messing up, it's just because you don't understand one or more or all of these things, right? So you're not waiting for, this is a common mistake I see, you're not waiting for the high or the low to be broken. No, you're using that as a confluence. You want to see the price action as you are breaking, right? As you are breaking, right? With key levels, super important. So shift your mindset towards looking at candles and breaks to looking at levels and absorption, right? Your trading will become much easier and more fun in the process.